one league. That was, just tell us about that drive, you converted a couple of fourth downs, and then you're able to make the 14-yard touchdown. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a black flag Army football drive, there was a timeout there, and Coach Monken asked, or Coach Worley asked, what do I want? And Monken came to me, he's like, what do you want? Gave me 2 plays to pick from. I picked one, we ran with it, and it was just executed perfectly. The O-line got movement up front. I followed Carson Smith and got in the end zone.
Just a question. We know we're talking about it before. The option pass in the third quarter to Brady Anderson went for 52 yards. What was that play like? You said you were working on it.
Yeah, we've Coach Worley put that in a while ago. We've been repping it in practice past couple weeks, and as soon as I heard the formation in the play call, I had to take off my glove real quick and be subtle about it. And Cale, he ran a perfect, pitched it on time, and Brady was in the right spot. So, everybody they executed it perfectly.
Just now, ask you, you lost a disappointing game last week. The seniors needed to come together to show leadership. And then today you're down in the game 10-0. Crowd's going wild, but you hung together and got that score at the end of the first half. What did it take to do that?
I just say it's a testament of what we do as cadets and football players at West Point. Everything is significantly harder these days for us. Just the long days, long hours, and the amount of effort that everybody on the team puts into practice every day. I think it was just on full display today, and I couldn't be more proud.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Joe, go ahead on Zoom.
Hey guys, Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. Congratulations on the win. Cale, when did you know you were going to get to start tonight?
I got told maybe like 2 days ago that they were going to go ahead and start me. Yeah.
Okay. And, as the game went along, it seemed like, this is just somebody watching, so I don't know if you feel the same way, but it seemed like you started to get in rhythm with play calling and just gain confidence and just kind of you can almost visibly see your shoulders relax a little bit. You kind of got some more relaxed confidence. And the offensive line, I felt like, started to get confidence about the same time. Can you talk a little to that and how just kind of, getting in the rhythm of the game? Kansas State's defense was really tough. Their linebackers especially were playing the run really hard, but what a good job the offensive line did kind of as the game went along and how they seemed to get their rhythm, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, you said it best. The offensive line did get the rhythm. They played great and they played phenomenal. We wouldn't be able to have this win if it weren't for them. First drive, I had, jitters and nerves like anyone would. It's a big time game, first career start. But once that settled in, like you said, I kind of dove in, got a rhythm with the play calls. Me and Coach Worley were on the same page. I gained some confidence, and, that putting together that last drive going into halftime was huge for us, and we needed that. And that's what I think, brought fire to us and helped us throughout in the second half.
Noah, last week, the turnovers were kind of a key reason that you guys lost the game. And tonight it was clear, no turnovers. That was a big deal. Allowed some of those really long drives to keep rolling. How much did you guys, as the senior leadership, kind of emphasize ball security and the importance of not making mistakes in practice throughout the week?
It was extremely important all week. It started with Coach Monken emphasizing it, and it just worked his way down. Coach Worley did a great job this week. Every practice in ball security, just harping on it, harping on the fundamentals. And, not only the seniors, but everybody who carries the ball, they really took it to heart, and it was on. You could see that today.
And last question for Noah, big win tonight, obviously, on the road against the Power 4 team, a really good Power 4 team. You've been at the academy a while. I'm not going to ask you to rank this, but how big is this win for you? Those questions drive me crazy. Sorry. How big is this win for you and the rest of the seniors? And kind of now you go into a bye week before you get ready to start your American Conference play the following week. How nice is it? How important is it to go into the bye week on a high note like this and get ready for American Conference play? What's it do for the morale of the team?
On your first question, it's definitely up there for sure. Just the environment and the theatrics here it was something out of like, you know, what you dream of as a kid. And I think it just proves to this team that, you know, when we really focus and we execute, you know, our plays and the fundamentals that we have, we can be successful against very good teams. And so I think obviously last year our team had a lot of success, but I think it's great for this new 2025 team to be able to have a big win and see our hard work pay off.
Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, Ken McMillan from The Record. Cale, can you just talk about, I believe it was 41 carries tonight. How do you feel right now, physically?
I'm a little banged up. I still got drilling going. You know, my mind's just on the fact that we just won the game, and I'm just like, super excited and, you know, very happy for our team. But I feel all right.
All right, but for a guy who hasn't had a lot of quote game reps, I mean this was totally out of your history.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I'll probably feel it on the plane on the ride home or tomorrow morning. But you know, Coach Monken and Coach Worley know that I'm tough, and we like to go behind our O-line and run the ball. If we want to be successful, be able to run the ball, and that's what we did tonight. And you know, I'm just happy that we won.
Talk about going deep into your back lineup. Number of guys got banged up tonight. You guys were, you know, really digging deep into your depth chart. How critical is it that you guys are all getting these reps?
Yeah, it was awesome. And those guys, they stepped up, you know, their numbers were called and they ran the ball hard. They blocked really well. If it weren't for Carson Smith, that last run that, you know, kind of sealed it, we wouldn't have scored. And, you know, they stepped up in key moments and they played awesome. Briggs Bartosh and Carson Smith, we needed them to win, and they stepped up and they were there.
Last question, Seth Mendelson, go ahead.
Guys, congratulations. My one question, very simply, is that it seemed like Army came in today with an edge on that. That you guys were rolling the dice, going for it on 4th down, sometimes deep in your own territory. It worked well for you 6 out of 7 times. The onside kick, some crazy plays, the option pass, that was great. Talk about that. Is that something you were aware that this was going to happen? You guys were rolling the dice the whole game, or it's just as the game went on, it just happened?
You know, we were just playing Army football. You know, we rely heavily on analytics, and we have go for numbers, and I'm sure we hit him, and that's what made us decide to go for on 4th down. You know, Kansas State has a great offense, and they score the ball fast. And you know, I mean, maybe that had to play in the factor if we wanted to stay on the field, but we knew we needed to get 7 points and do a better job this week than we did last week, and I think we did that, and that's what, you know, allowed us to get the W.
Noah?
Yeah, I mean, we knew this week we were coming to win. A lot of people count us out before the game, but I think that the whole team took it to heart, and the way we practiced this week, we knew that we had a real shot to win, and we just stuck around and we didn't flinch all game, and you know, we got it done.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Next up will be Coach Monken. Guys. Ken, you want to get us started?
Coach, congratulations, remarkable win for you. The team had to come back, you're down 10-0, 13-0. You got a touchdown at the end of the first half. Maybe take us through that last sequence. It was so important that you got the touchdown at the end of the first half on the pass to Brady Adams.
It was. We got down 13-0, and when I looked up there, it was 10-0. And I thought to myself, I've been in this situation before. My last game at Georgia Southern, we got down 10-0 in the swamp to Florida. And, you know, we found a way. The guys didn't flinch that day. And I just sensed in our team today that they weren't going to flinch. They were here for a fight. And so, you know, we got down 10-0, 13-0, and took over there at the end of the first half with an opportunity to get some points. I mean, that's the drive of the game. to get those points. It was so key. It's so critical for us to get those points before half. It just changed the game, in my opinion. And so it was a great call by Cody. You know, a lot of talk about fourth downs, but it's what we do. We've got a go number, and we're gonna stand by it because that gives us the best chance to win. It's designed for us to win, not just to get points. And I know, you know, there's a lot of coaches that maybe don't buy into that. But for us, I think it's perfect. It fits us. And so it's a great call. Cale just played so well. I mean, I can't say enough for Cale Hellums. I mean, his effort tonight, his poise, his toughness, physical. He's just a competitor and a winner. It's just exactly what we recruited. We knew that when he was in high school. You could see the competitiveness in him. He was a winner, and I don't know. If there's such thing as a gamer, that's what he is. He gets in a game and the guy just makes plays.
Coach, I've watched Cale Hellums in practice for a couple of years. He always looks like he knows what he's doing. But today he seemed like he really elevated what we all saw in him. You know, but he ran 41 times, 124 yards. It was actually more, but at the last drive, and 2 touchdowns. And then, you know, and just being able to lead a team in a situation like this, a big time environment.
Well, he's confident, and you know, you see him in practice. He always looks like he knows what he's doing. Sometimes he's probably faking it, but he does. He takes a lot of pride in his job, and you know, that's a guy that he's battled all the way through spring ball and preseason camp, and came out of camp and wasn't the starter. And I know he wanted to be, but you know, you're in the opportunity to be the starter this week, and to carry it 41 times, to take the pounding that he took, and he was still dishing it out. You know, that fourth quarter, he was still dishing it out. He took a shot coming toward our sideline and lowered his shoulder and got a first down. You know, that was about his 33rd carry of the game, and he's still dishing it out. So the guy's tough as nails.
Just gonna ask you about the Noah Short option pass in the third quarter. Went for 52 yards and helped set up the score that gave you a 14-13 lead.
It's a big play. We worked on it this week, and Cody called it at the right time. It's just it was really a perfect down and a perfect situation to call it. And Brady did a nice job of selling the crack block, and I saw the corner fall off, and I knew we were going to be able to hit it. So Noah threw a nice ball, and it, you know, fortunately set us up to get another score, which was needed.
And Dawson Jones gets you a field goal, and you would like to have a touchdown. And then you go for the onside kick. And tell us about it. You fooled TV. They thought the ball was going down the field.
Well, I'm really proud of Dawson. So he missed 2 kicks last week, including a left hash kick in overtime, and he stepped up. We needed that field goal. It's a left hash kick, and he nailed it. That's a big kick in a big game. And so really proud of him. We weren't running an onside kick. We talked about it. But we decided we were going to go with a squib kick. And it just, you know, he's trying to drive it through there, and it hit one of their guys, ricocheted off, and it worked out. Sometimes things just work out, and it worked out in our favor. We were able to take that thing down and take the lead off of that drive. So it was, man, what a big play. You know, they had a big play to start the game, at the kickoff return, and it turned into 3 points. And then we had the kickoff return for a touchdown, which we got to figure that out and get that fixed. That's 10 points, you know, setting up a score and scoring on special teams. So we were probably due for a play ourselves. That was the one we got, and man, it paid off.
One quick question on defense. Cody Harris-Miller was out this week, and Jacob Coyote played most of the game. How do you feel? Like it seemed like the whole defense was kind of chipping in on that.
They played their asses off, Ken. I'm proud of them. They played really, really hard. The guys up front, our linebackers, the guys in the secondary, we kept the ball in front of us. He had the one pass down the sideline on 4th down. That was a great throw and a great catch by 2 big-time players. I mean, that quarterback they got, that kid is a damn good player. And the kid that caught that pat is a damn good player. And, Jabril was right on him. He was right in his hip pocket. And it's a great throw and a great catch. But really, we didn't let the ball get over our heads and get behind us today. And it was really key. There were far fewer big plays against us this week than we had a week ago.
Go ahead, David.
I know you talked about your go chart, but 6 out of 7 on 4th down. Was that the plan, or did it worked out really well for you to go for it 7 times on 4th down because there are 6 of them?
Yeah, I mean, we're frankly just trying to get ourselves to a manageable 4th down position. We try to use 4 downs to get 10 yards. A lot of people think you only get 3 downs to get 10 yards. They give you 4. So we try to operate so that we get ourselves in a position where we can go for it on 4th down. And some of the 4th downs were a little bit longer than we'd like. We'd like to be 4th and 1. 4th and 2 is even a long play, but we hit some longer ones than that. We needed them.
And then on the last play of the first half, how tempted were you to go settle for 3 points there? How important was it to go ahead and go for it? Because if you didn't get that, you're now down 13-0 at the half.
I was not tempted at all. We were going for it. We were already inside our number. So it was not even a question. We were gonna go for it. And Cale made a great throw and on a boot pass. And so 3 points weren't gonna help us. That wasn't gonna change the game. 7 points changed the game. And if we don't score that touchdown right there, we may not win the game.
Let's go ahead on Zoom. Joey Acano, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Monken, congratulations on the win. The offensive line struggled last week. We talked about it with Coach Worley during the week. And early on, it seemed like they were struggling a little bit. Obviously, Kansas State had amazing linebackers and amazing guys all over the front 7. But they really seemed to kind of get their rhythm as the game went along and really seemed to start to open up some holes. Talk about their improvement and kind of their maturation over the past 2 weeks as a new unit. I mean, Brady and Paolo are back, but the other 3 guys are coming in new.
We'll talk a lot about Cale Hellums and the game that he had today and his effort. But we won the game because of our offensive line. Those guys, the other 10 guys on offense. I mean, the receivers, the backs, the tight ends. But our offensive line really answered the bell. I mean, a week ago, felt like Tarleton kind of pushed us around. We weren't as physical as we needed to be. And frankly, in practice this week, we turned up the dial. And last Sunday, we had a conversation as a staff. And, we want to get guys to the game and have them healthy and have our best players ready to go. But I didn't feel like we played physical enough. So I said, we're gonna practice more physical. We're gonna scoop and cut on the backside, and we're gonna get on the goal line and we're gonna run our plays, and you run a risk, guys getting hurt. And we actually had one of our starting offensive linemen I didn't think was gonna play tonight. He got banged up in practice, Paulo. And that son of a gun is tough as nails. And he didn't practice on Wednesday, practiced again yesterday. And man, I was really proud of him and just that whole group. They were the difference in the football game. Cale Hellums played his butt off and he had some great hard runs, but it started with the guys up front.
Yeah, my follow-up and final question. Got to see Briggs Bartosh tonight for the first time, and I thought he brings a really good wiggle and kind of burst to your running game. Talk about what he adds to the offense, in your opinion.
Well, that's precisely what he is. He's just different, and he's got a burst that none of the other guys have. He's You know, he's not as big and as developed yet as some of those other guys, but he's fast and you know, brings a different element. So I was proud of him. He wasn't due to come on the trip until late in the week. And we started thinking about, you know, if we get a B back hurt, we're gonna be down to two. Well, we were down to two as it was. Both Jake got hurt early, and then Hayden Reed got hurt, and Carson Smith didn't play a snap last week. He's in there. Briggs Bartosh has never played in a college football game. He's in there. And so really proud of those guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Seth Mendelson.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Exciting game. My only question for you, I think everybody covered everything else, was ESPN caught you coming off the field and you look so relieved and so happy, overjoyed and relieved. How does this play a national TV audience? We remember the Oklahoma game, the Michigan game where Army got so close, and this time you got over the line. How does that play with you?
Well, it's just a huge win. And I'm really, really proud of our team. I mean, I don't know when I've been more proud of an Army team than I was tonight, because we're down 13-0. And then we take the lead 14-13, and they return the thing for a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion. We're scrambling to get our defense out there. All of a sudden they're up 21-14, and we didn't fold the tents. Our guys just kept fighting. There wasn't any body language on the sideline that would indicate that our guys didn't believe that they were going to win the game, or they were going to die trying. They were going to fight. And so to go through that adversity, to have our backs to the wall, and then find a way to win is just awesome. And when after suffering the defeat last week and the dejected, sick feeling it's indescribable. I mean, it consumes competitors. It has consumed me all week. And to get that victory, there is some relief. It's just an emotional relief that, you know, that though I'm still disappointed we lost last week, to see our team fight like they did, to see them overcome the adversity that they did tonight against a great football program, as well coached as any football program in the country. I think Chris Kleiman is one of the great college football coaches in the country. I've squared off against him before. Tremendous defensive coach. His teams are tough and physical, and that team was talented and long and big. And to win here against that team, coming off of what we did a week ago, that, you know, it's joy and it's relief, and there's a lot of emotions for sure.
Thank you, Coach. Great game.
Thank you.
And lastly, Ken McMillan.
Jeff, congratulations on the win. They were talking on TV about how Kansas State was really gassed. You guys ran 43 offensive plays to their 4 over their first 27 minutes of the second half. But conversely, how did you guys manage to do it offensively?
I think our guys are well conditioned. They're tough. No, you say what you want about talent and all that stuff. There's just some people who are tough, and our guys are tough. You got to be tough to go to West Point. You got to be tough to get through Beast Barracks and your plebe year at West Point. You got to be mentally tough. You got to be tough to go out there after your freshman year and sleep out in the woods and eat MREs. You know, there's other people that are sleeping in, you know, double beds and air conditioning and getting all the food they want. And, you know, our guys choose the road less traveled the hard way. And, you know, they're not on NIL deals or anything like that. They're here because they have a commitment to serve, to be a part of West Point, to represent the men and women that make up our United States Army. And the men and women of the United States Army, they're tough. And they are who the American people rely on to go into the very difficult circumstances that those of us who don't serve will never go into, to defend the freedoms that we have, our American way of life. And if called upon, they're going to answer the call. And so our guys are tough. They're not going to quit. And they were tired. They were gassed too. You know, their team got gassed 42 plays. Our guys are in there for those 42 plays too. They were tired. But they wanted to win so bad. And they love each other so much. They're so committed to this brotherhood and each other that they were going to fight their way through it. And we found a way. It didn't guarantee victory, but it helped us get there tonight. And so I'm just really proud of them. Our strength staff, Connor Hughes and his staff, what they do to train and prepare our guys for the season, what they do each week. I mean, that has a lot to do with it too. But it's all a credit to our players.
And Jeff, last thing, what impressed you most about Cale tonight? His decision-making or his actual execution?
His competitiveness. That was it. That son of a gun was going to find a way to win. And he, like everybody on our team, wants to be the starter at his position. And he got a chance to be the starter. What he did is he didn't force plays. He took care of the team. In fact, we had a post route that was open, and he said, I just didn't want to force it. He goes, I wasn't sure it was there. And that's very unselfish, because kid wants to make a big play. He's on national TV. It's his first start of his career. He didn't do it. And we came back and he hit the boot route and threw the boot route on fourth down. Just a great competitor and really, really tough.
But he's making the right reads, yes?
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he probably wasn't perfect. There's a couple times maybe he should have handed it off, or a couple times he should have pulled it, but he did a good job. He was prepared. He was ready. Coach Worley does a great job coaching those guys. He was ready to go.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks, everybody.